My name is Kevin Gallagher, and I'll be taking you through an introduction to the features and functions of the Guardian. As with any piece of equipment, it's vital that any personnel that are going to use the Guardian safety seat have hands-on practice and are thoroughly familiar with it before attempting to utilize it in the field. Part of your familiarization with the Guardian safety seat should include reading and understanding the owner's manual. The owner's manual is found in a holder behind the infant seat. We'll show you where to see that in just a few minutes. Along with the owner's manual in that holder is a registration card. This registration card is very important. Like any child restraint device, it's possible for the Guardian to experience a recall. It's vital that we have the information for your service to be able to contact you in the event of a recall. The Guardian safety seat is designed to be the safest possible seat for the adult attendant. What I'd like to do now is show you some of the features and functions of the adult portion of the Guardian. The Guardian has a 4-point adult harness system. That harness system consists of shoulder belts on either side, they're NFPA red, and a lap belt that has a portion on either side of the seat that's gray. So when you want to put the harness on, look down, find the gray belt, grab the buckles attached to the gray belt, pull it up in front of you, buckle them, and just keep that belt right in the middle. Now the lap belt has automatic locking retractors, and these are designed to be safe for you because they lock you in place, they keep your pelvis where it needs to be in the seat. If you're trying to put the harness system on, and for some reason you stop, it's going to lock. You may not be able to fit it on, no problem, just let it retract back into the retractors, the locking system will release, and then you can pull it back out, lock it in place, and put it on. Once the lap belt's on, it's very easy to put the shoulder harness in place. Just clip these in. You'll see the pigtails here are red, so red goes to red. Same on this side. Now these retractors are emergency locking as opposed to automatic locking. That design allows you to lean forward, reach the patient, do whatever you need to do without the harness constantly pulling you up short. Now in the event of a collision, the harness still will lock. It just won't lock when you're moving normally. One of the nice features of this harness, in addition to being able to be worn this way, is you can wear it in an X configuration. So you can just belt this across you this way, pull the other shoulder strap around and belt it, and now you have an X configuration. Still runs freely, but what this does is it fits you a little differently. So for people who are a little smaller, the harness system will fit them better in an X configuration than it will straight down. So once you have the harness in place, we'll look at some of the other features here. The seat does slide back and forth. And there's a handle right down in front of the seat. You grasp that handle and pull it up, and the seat slides back and forth 6 inches. Anywhere you release the handle, the seat will stop and lock in place. Now some Guardians have the capability of swiveling. And the swivel portion is over here. There's a T-handle on the left side of the frame. You pull it out, and the seat will turn freely. Now the seat is designed for safety purposes to only lock rear-facing or forward-facing. So the seat will not lock at 90 degrees, it won't lock at 45 degrees, and we don't recommend that you stay in that position for any more time than it takes to swivel and lock either forward or rear facing. Now if you have the seat forward facing, you want to be very careful that you have a clear path in front of you. Some ambulances have a very minimal walkthrough, or you might have a cabinet or something, and you need to evaluate that before you lock the seat forward to make sure that you have room in the event of a collision for your body to move forward and not injure yourself. The armrests here are very simple, they're quite sturdy, they don't lock, they just move up and down. They have slots built into them that allow the shoulder harness for the child section to be held out of the way. We'll show you how that works in a few minutes. Other than that, that's about all there is to the adult section. The Guardian's child section is designed to safely restrain children from 31 to 56 inches and 23 to 85 pounds. To deploy the child section, simply pull down the adult back panel, move the armrest out of the way. That exposes the child seat and the child 5-point harness. First, you'll notice that there's a decal here with some instructions. These are a quick review instructions of this portion of the Guardian safety seat. You're going to see instructions like this at a variety of places in the Guardian. Those are intended to be quick reminders when you need them when you're using that portion of the seat. They aren't intended to replace the owner's manual. It's very important that you read and understand everything in the owner's manual as well as just the quick instructions. Now if you look at the harness system, you have a crotch strap, red release buckle. That releases both sides of the harness, both shoulder straps. Each shoulder strap has a chest clip side, male and female. That's released by squeezing this. And an adjuster, you tighten the harness by pulling this, you release the harness by squeezing the silver buckle and pulling the opposite direction. These two yellow clips up here are the height adjusters for the shoulders. They slide up and down, and before you put a child into the seat, these should be slid all the way up. Now you're ready to place the child in the guardian safety seat. We've opened up our harness, we've prepared our seat, and now we have our child in place. Just a reminder, the child section of the Guardian goes up to 85 pounds, and this child is a simulation of an 8-year-old 80-pounder, so he's pretty much up at the top end. So once the child's in place, you make sure that they're sitting back and appropriately in the seat. Make sure that they don't have any bulky clothing, sweaters, coats, blankets, or anything that might interfere with the correct fit and tightening of the harness. Slip the shoulder harnesses over their arms. Get the latch clip and clip it into one side of the crotch strap. We're going to do the same on the other side. Once the shoulder straps are loosely clipped in place, we can just clip the chest clip here, slide it up roughly into position, and then we can make sure that the harness is fitting, that nothing is caught anywhere, and that this is the time to double check and make sure that if the child has any type of coats, loose clothing, blankets, or anything that might interfere from the harness correctly fitting or being tightened, you want to make sure those are removed. So assuming everything is okay, you go ahead and snug the harness up a little bit here. So everything's looking pretty good. Now once we get things in place, we want to make sure that the two yellow height adjuster buckles back here are slid down as far as we can. They should be at or below the level of the shoulders. If you have a very small child that's still within the weight limitations for this seat, they may not go all the way down below the shoulders. That's okay, just slide them down as far as they can go. So once that's done, we can double check the harness, make sure that we can't pinch any webbing here. Snug that up a little bit, double check, check the chest clip, make sure everything's good. Now we're ready to transport the child. To remove the child from the Guardian safety seat, you can loosen the shoulder straps if necessary by squeezing these silver buckles here and just pulling. That will loosen both the shoulder straps up. Unclip the chest clip by squeezing the middle. Press the red release button on the crotch strap, and now simply take the child out of the harness and remove them from the safety seat. The infant section of the Guardian safety seat is designed to safely secure infants from 5 to 23 pounds and up to 30 inches. In order to deploy the infant seat, first the child seat has to be removed and the adult seat cushion assembly has to be removed from the Guardian. To do that, simply pull down the adult back panel exposing the child seat, release the crotch strap buckle, take each one of the latch plates that go into the crotch strap buckle and take them up and just slip the straps through these slots in the armrest. That's not vital that you do that, but it's very convenient because what it does is it keeps them out of the way so they don't fall back and get inside the seat. If they do, it's no big deal. You can reach back and pull them out, but it's much more convenient to leave them on here and just hold the child harness separated and out of the way when you deploy the infant seat. At that point, reach back to the child back panel, just pull it down. That exposes the infant seat. It also exposes the instructions for removing the seat cushion assembly. So if you forget quite how to do it, everything you need to know is right here. At this point, what I need to do is release this and remove the entire seat cushion assembly from this point. So I'm going to come over here because I'm right-handed. It's a little easier for me to grab the release. Down here is a round release lever. I grab this and pull it. You can hear the click, and that frees this assembly. At this point, all I need to do is pick this up, and this portion of it here, the child back panel, slips into a holster on the side of the seat frame. Once this is in place in the holster, I reach back to the retention strap. There's a yellow retention strap that's back here, and it's a little tight, so I grab with this hand, pull, and then this pulls around, and it locks into place and holds this assembly so if the vehicle is in a crash, ends up upside down or in some other position where it could potentially fall out, it holds this assembly in place and keeps it safe. Once the seat cushion assembly is safely stowed on the side of the seat, the infant seat is ready to be deployed. Before you deploy the infant seat, make sure that the overall seat is rear facing. The seat cannot be deployed forward facing. This safety bar ensures that the seat can't be pulled out. So you should be able to grab this bar and it should easily move all the way forward like this. If you grasp the bar and there's any type of resistance, do not force it. What that means is you need to pull the swivel adjustment out and make sure the seat is locked rear facing. If it's not locked rear facing, this bar won't move. So move this bar out of the way, reach down, grab the front of the infant seat, lift up, and all you have to do is lift up and pull out, and the seat should go right into place. Now there's a double latching system, so you want to make sure that you press down till you hear that second click, and the seat should be very secure without any type of movement. Once that's done, you can remove the cover. Keep it close to hand because if you need any help, there are directions on here for how to deploy and open up the seat. So keep the instructions close to hand. Pull this out of the way. Loosen the crotch strap buckle. If the chest clip is clipped, open the chest clip. And now you're ready to place the infant in the seat. Place the infant in position in the safety seat. Make sure that they're sitting all the way back and that they fit the seat. Refer to the owner's manual for the correct size and weight limitations. For the infant seat here, it's 5 to 22 pounds and up to 30 inches tall. Make sure that the child has any type of bulky clothing or coats, blankets over them, that's removed. You don't want anything on them to interfere with safely tightening the harness system. So once the child's in place, put the harnesses over each shoulder, get the crotch strap, put the shoulder strap latches into the crotch strap, slide the chest clip up. The chest clip wants to end up roughly armpit level. Now once you get the harness basically in place, it takes one pull down here of the adjustment strap to not only tighten the harness, but also to adjust the shoulders. So take a little time doing this, make sure you haven't caught any part of the child's clothing or any hair or anything else in here, and gradually work your way down. Keep adjusting the chest clip until it's armpit level, and then tighten the harness up. That self-adjusts the shoulders as well, and you want to make sure that you can't pinch any webbing and that things are nice and snug. So once the child's secure, pull the Velcro loose on the head pad here, and being careful of any hair here, just position this around the infant's head, clip it in place to give some lateral stability. Go back and double check everything, make sure the child's secure, and as with any type of child seat, never leave the child in the guardian safety seat unattended. To remove the infant from the guardian safety seat, first press the silver adjustment strap release button. This allows the shoulders to loosen. Open the chest clip and release the buckle on the crotch strap. That leaves the straps loose so you can easily remove the child. Once the child's removed from the guardian safety seat, you can prepare the seat for reuse. So the first thing you want to do is just remove the old cover. And that comes off very easily. Just remove the Velcro from the seat, and the cover comes free. After the used infant seat pad has been removed, the seat can be cleaned using any type of standard surface disinfectant or bleach solution found in most ambulances. Once the seat's ready for a new pad, open up the package, and inside the package, get the new cover out, position it so that the two shoulder openings at the top, crotch strap openings at the bottom, get it roughly in place on the seat. Pull one of the wings out of the way on the side here and pull the shoulder strap through. Pull the other wing out, pull that shoulder strap through. Make sure the crotch strap and the adjustment strap are both pulled through. Get the pad roughly in position, and once it's there, you can just start and roll the edges of it around and adhere it to the Velcro that's attached to the infant seat itself. It's very easy to pull off and move and adjust if you need to do a little fine tuning while you're attaching it. So just work your way around and make sure that the pad is attached all the way around. Make sure the belts are all pulled through. Take the shoulder strap latches, clip them into the crotch strap. You can fasten the chest clip or you can just leave that loose. Make sure the adjustment belt is pulled up in there. Take the head pad, it's got Velcro on the back here, and you can just stick that to the pad, and that way it's in position for when you need it. Hit the dust cover, make sure the instructions are oriented correct direction. And this just has elastic, so you just work this around the cradle. And now the infant seat is ready to be stored back inside the frame. Once the infant seat is ready to be stowed, simply reach around the front of the frame, grab the release lever, pop the release lever loose, lift the infant seat up, and then just gently slide it back in, make sure it goes all the way back inside the seat. Now at this point, it's really important that you remember to pull the seat retention bar back into place. Now if you don't have a swivel seat, you won't have that bar, you don't need to worry about this. But with a swiveling guardian seat, you got to remember to pull this back. Sometimes people forget that and they try to put the seat cushion assembly back on, and it won't really go, but people try to force it, and occasionally they'll kind of fit it back on there, and if they do that successfully, then they go to swivel the seat will be locked in place, because as long as this bar is out, the seat will not swivel. So just remember to put this back in place. You should always remember to look for this warning in front of the infant seat before you put the seat cushion assembly on. Once the infant seat is stowed back inside the frame, you're ready to put the seat cushion assembly back in place. After it's removed from the holder on the side of the seat and the retention cord is clipped back in its holder on the back of the seat, there's a couple quick things I want you to look at before we put it back in place. There's shoulder bolts back here. There's 3 on each side, but 1 bolt on each side is yellow. That's the important bolt for indexing the seat cushion assembly to fit back onto the seat. The seat cushion assembly has indexing hooks that are also painted in yellow. So when you're ready to put this back together, you just pick up the seat cushion assembly, orient it so the instructions are on top and the hooks are towards the back. Take the yellow hooks, put them underneath the yellow painted shoulder bolts like that, and then press the whole assembly back towards the back of the seat. And you should hear a click when the front goes into place. At that point, you can put the back panel up, and it should slip freely here. If it binds or hits, then this assembly is not correct. Remove it and try it one more time. Now before we put the child harness away, we want to make sure that this is double locked in place. So come up and press about here, and you'll hear a second click, and that ensures the seat cushion assembly is correctly locked in place. After the seat cushion assembly is put back in place, the last thing you need to do is stow the child harness. So simply remove the shoulder straps from the armrests, take the latches, put them into the crotch strap, and that's all you have to do. You don't need to tighten the chest clip here. Actually, this will fit up and lie more flat if that's not tightened. And you can see this indent in the child seat here designed for the crotch strap to go into place. So once that's done, all you have to do is push this up, engage the Velcro, and you're finished. Thank you very much for your time and attention to this training video. At any point in time, if you have any questions about the correct use of the Guardian, please feel free to call Serenity Safety Products. The phone number is in your owner's manual and also on your serial number sticker attached to the frame of the seat. Thanks again. Serenity Safety Products, providing safety through innovation.